This video was sponsored by Squarespace. Florian Gadsby is one of the most well-known potters on the internet. He's good. If he's here, I'm in hell. Except I'm here putting myself through my own personal hell. His technical skill is some of the best I've ever seen, and today I'm going to try to recreate some of it. This is gonna be a disaster. I've never watched his videos so closely before, and I'm realizing how thin he's throwing. So for these bowls, like I was thinking, maybe 800 grams or something. He's throwing at 450 grams. He's throwing these so dang thin. I don't even know if I can do that or if my clay can handle that. I'll use a groggy clay, I guess.
Wide enough for my hand to squeeze it. The step is created by forcing my nail into the wall to make it right.
I am going to attempt. I'm not gonna say make. I'm going to attempt 3 of his pieces so we get a really well-rounded look of how much I suck. His classic mug, a footed bowl, and the scary one of his ridiculously beautiful and well-crafted teapots. I'm actually mixing some of my clays together to make sure that I have enough grog in them to be able to handle the contortions that he does with his clay. But also I'm gonna try and mimic the look of his clay as much as possible. Plug in the wheel first. Okay, I'm just gonna start with cup. I think this one should be okay. I'm also making 2. I'll make 2 cups, 2 bowls, 1 teapot. No reason, just 'cause. I feel like that's right. I have a little bump, which Florian would never. I'm gonna use a little chamois. I never use a chamois like this, but maybe it's a good idea. Just use my fingers for this. That's nice. Makes a very square rim. And then Florian always uses these metal ribs. I hate these. These kind of give me the creeps, to be honest. Like, I'm always worried I'm gonna cut myself on them. My much preferred is these mud tool ribs. But I did find one. I do apparently have one. And let's give it a try. He also lifts them kind of crazy. I usually like bump it to the edge, whoop, like that. Let's try and lift it like Florian. I have heard you're supposed to have very dry hands for this. I guess that way there's less to trim. So okay, let's do another one just in case. are slightly different. Florian would not approve. I'm kidding, I'm sure Florian is a very nice guy. I'm terrified of him seeing this video, I must admit. He does follow me, which, I mean, he probably follows every potter on YouTube. It's a small community. Bowl. I am scared of the bowl. I have on my computer a cross section of it, so I'm gonna try and get that. I don't know the measurements, but we're just gonna try and get the shape. Let's take a little break to talk about today's sponsor, Squarespace. If you've never heard about Squarespace before, they are an all-in-one platform that artists and entrepreneurs use to stand out online. I've personally been using Squarespace pretty much ever since I started my online business, and I'm still using them for my website today. There are a few things that I love about Squarespace, one of which is their online store, where you can sell pretty much anything: physical goods, online classes, services, and even memberships. Two, they just launched a really cool AI feature called Squarespace Blueprint that makes setting up your website, tailoring your brand, and optimizing for SEO even easier. And three, once you have your online store set up, Squarespace offers really flexible payment options, so your customers have a seamless ordering experience using PayPal, credit cards, Apple Pay, or even Afterpay. So if you're looking to take selling pottery to the next level, or you're just looking for an online home for your art, I really recommend Squarespace because they make making a beautiful website really easy. So head to squarespace.com right now for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/potterytothepeople for 10% off your very first website or domain. Now let's get back to the video. I feel like this is smaller than his bowls, but I don't have any more clay. I can't throw any thinner without it completely flopping. But I'm actually quite pleased with this shape. I mean, with shrinkage, this is going to be a small bowl. I think he's just throwing like incredibly thin. Maybe I have a bit of wasted clay down here, but I'm proud of myself. I think this is not so bad for me. Let's try and make them match, huh? Florian throws teapots on bats. Therefore, I will be throwing my teapots on bats. He makes a bunch of different teapots, but I am using one image from a thumbnail as a reference because I think it's really cute and I want it. I find it to be an interesting decision to make teapots with like a flange that inserts instead of a gallery where the lid like sits inside. Definitely an interesting decision, but also because I haven't done it, that's gonna make it a little harder for me. Straight walls, curved top, and then kind of a thick rim-like lip. Also, this is not the amount of clay I would normally take for a teapot. I would take like 30% more. Something like that? I mean, I feel like it's awfully small. I feel like the shape is okay. This rim here, like, it could be a little thicker. Just like visually, it doesn't have the weight that I want it to have. Oh, wait, no. He does not wire. He does not wire. Okay. I need to like breathe. The scary part is over. Let's do the lid. Why is this one so stressful for me? I think it's because I feel like I'm being watched by an expert. All of his work is flawless, but I think his spouts are quite good. As someone who struggles with spouts, the goal is to, he said, one continuous curve. That's the goal. It's not quite as splayed out as his are, and it's not as smooth. But I think I'm gonna go back in and trim it smoother, so that's fine. It's gonna be the motto for this video. It's fine. It's like his have more of a skirt, but it's fine. Let's be honest, the throwing is probably the easiest part of what Florian does because his handles, I don't even know how to pull a handle off a mug. So let's see. Now that everything is over, the bowls scare me the least. All I'm going to do now is let these dry out. Then later tonight or tomorrow, I'm gonna flip them so that the bottoms can dry. Then we're gonna trim and assemble and put everything together and see if I can make pottery like Florian Gadsby. The answer is no. The video is over. Goodbye. See you tomorrow. It's the next day. My pots are a little on the dry side, so I just spritzed them with water. There's a lot to do today, and I really think the assembling is going to be like the make or break of this project. But first we have to trim, and then we can get to assembling. We can do this. I wanted to say, for the record, I'm not planning on selling these pieces that I make. I'm not coming for Florian Gadsby's style, as if I even could. This comes from a place of love for his work. I really just wanted to try this, partially because I thought it would be like a really nice learning experience. The thing is, I put potters like him, like the potters that are traditionally trained, up on such a pedestal. I'm self-taught, if you don't know. And I sometimes feel like I've missed my chance. Like I'm never going to be as good as those folks who are professionally trained because, I don't know, I mean, like they went through such an intensive period of learning that I just didn't have access to that. Sometimes I just feel like I'm never going to be that good, no matter how hard I try. But I don't know. So far, so good. Can we just appreciate these thumbnails? Like, what the heck, Florian? Like, I could never.
The walls of these pots aren't thrown particularly thickly.
What he does, I think, is he also like trims his pots really, really thin. I'm gonna try and do his foot, but I don't have enough shape on my bowls to do that. Ooh, what a deep ass foot. It's like, okay, we can do this. Also on the inside. See, that's a nice looking foot. Ooh. This could be the lightest bowl I've ever thrown. That feels, I wish you could feel it. That feels like a feather. The bottom is like, I'm not gonna move it too much because I don't want it to crack, but I can push the bottom, which means that is thin. This is not ideal. It should be evenly thin, but. Okay, let's do another bowl. If you're wondering what I keep checking in the mirror, it's how I can see the profile to look for any bumps. Trying to make it Perfect. That is nice. Damn. Let's do the teapot. I believe in us. I believe in you, and I believe in me. I think I want to add one tiny bit of personalization on this. Like, I want to copy his work, but I'm also really tempted to just add a little bit of carving, just a touch of carving. Can't help myself. So the good news is that the bowls are actually done. So I'm just gonna sign them. I think I'm gonna save handles for last, mostly because I'm most scared of that. So I'm going to try and attach this spout. I mentioned he called teapots the final boss of pottery, which I agree. It is the boss that I am not proficient at. I feel like I'm learning loads. He puts his spout in a shallow pool of water to soften while he makes his holes. Smart. I don't usually make like a sieve type spout. I usually just cut the hole, just because I find it to be kind of like a faff to clean. But we do what Florian does here today. Okay. Need to get me a sponge on a stick. I usually add a coil on the edge here to fill in this gap, but this water is pretty clever. I'm just worried I'm gonna get a crack, honestly. I don't know, it's a weird angle. I think it's too long. Something's off, but okay, I'm gonna do handles. So I never, ever pull off the mug. So we're gonna see how this goes. I watched exactly how he does it. What he does is he flares out the base first and you make a good attachment. He also pulls them like paper thin. Okay, and then we do signature. It's not the same. It's missing something, but I don't know what. Just looks like less refined somehow. Okay, we've practiced on our mugs. This one is looking a bit better than this one. I feel like the similarities are starting to wane between Florian and my's work today. Let's try for the teapot. I've just got one teapot, so we can't screw this up. I've successfully demonstrated to myself that I can pull a handle off the pot, so that's cool. I'm realizing now I did not watch his tutorial for the teapot handle. The handle makes me like the spout a little bit more. I'm still not convinced on the spout, but it's not terrible anymore. It's kind of cute. It's definitely a teapot. I think I'm gonna refine my spout a little bit. He's not showing him doing that at all, but I feel like this is gonna be a dribbly spout. I like to pinch my spout so it's like a really sharp edge. This cuts the flow of water and it helps, you know, not have a dribble, basically. I am 8 out of 10 happy with this right now. Okay, let's say 10 out of 10 because I'm impressed by how okay it looks, but you know. I'm going to reserve my judgment right now. Let's get it glazed, let's get it finished, and then we can talk about how it looks. Obviously, I don't have the exact same glazes nor clay as Florian does, so it's not going to look completely the same, you know, with the surface effects and how it looks in the end. He's also firing in reduction, which is something that I do not have access to. I only have an electric kiln. He's got a gas kiln, and when you fire in reduction, you take all the oxygen out of the air and it causes all sorts of crazy, really cool chemical reactions in the kiln that I just don't have access to because I have no way to remove the oxygen because I have a electric kiln. But the good thing is I do have a beautiful green glaze, which I think you guys have seen before, that is, I would say, similar enough to his work that we can give it a proper comparison. Let's hope these guys dry well, and I'll see you on the other side. Do we love? Are these not so incredibly sweet? I'm quite proud of this. I love this little miniature collection. These bowls are amazing. Not as good as Florian's, but amazing. Gosh, I feel like I learned so much from this experience. It's really nice. I tried to get the color as close to Florian's as possible. Obviously, I don't have the same glazes as he does. I also don't even fire the same way that he does, so it would be impossible without like a year of experimentation to replicate his work. This might be the nicest teapot I ever made, and I'm including the other green teapot that I made just recently. It feels so nice in the hands. So I'm going to link to Florian's tutorials that I used to figure out how to make these pieces, because learn from him, not from me. He's the real master. And thank you so much to Florian for putting your work out into the world. It is really so inspiring, truly. This is actually the second video in my Steal Like an Artist series, which itself was a stolen idea that I got from this book. So if you want to see more videos where I dissect and learn from other artists that are amazing and we all aspire to be, definitely let me know down below in the comments if you'd like to see more of these types of videos. And I'm going to link to the first video I did right over here. Bye, friends.